I wonder, is there a way? I mean, it says we're 12 Points live stream. It's the fall camping preview show with Alex, Daniel, and Phil, and a special guest today here live on the show, live on Facebook. If you like or enjoy this type of content, be sure to hit the like button. And if you're watching on the rebroadcast for YouTube, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for news, notes, and updates throughout the fall camping season. 12 Points is the new name for our show. Phil, what do you think? That was a user or a viewer suggested name. What do you think of the new name?
I mean, we've got the best viewers in the country, Daniel. They come up with the best ideas, and that was a great one. I love the name.
Yes, we are in the pre-show. Just a few minutes. We are going to start the show right at 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. straight up and down for the real show. But you got in early for the pre-show banter. Which is always, I don't know, sometimes something funny happens. If you're already on the show, will you drop a comment or a shout out to your pack or troop down in the comments right now, and we'll blast it out and show everybody that you're here. So if you're already on, I don't know, mine doesn't tell me how many people are on the show. But anyway, so there it is. And leave a question, shout out, or comment down below when we get started. We are going to answer questions live on the broadcast. Today, 12 Points is a full live stream. Actually, it does show me that there is at least one viewer. But anyway, hopefully they'll give us a shout out down below. When we get started here, though, we've got 12 points to cover. It is a busy night tonight on the show. We have a special guest right at the very top of the show, and I'm gonna share with you the table of content. So in case you get on later on the rebroadcast, you can skip ahead to the subject matter. But Phil, how's your weekend going?
Oh, it's going fantastic. Got to spend some time yesterday at the Scout Shop helping some new scouts get into their uniforms, some brand new Cub Scouts.
Doing a turn at the Scout Shop. Okay.
Absolutely. And then spent the afternoon and early evening up at Camp Rotary at our Indian summer event from Mwogo Lodge, which was awesome.
Oh, wow. So, and they were up there today or yesterday?
Yes, they were up there yesterday. They did a ton of service projects at Camp Rotary. Meditation Point has literally never looked better. And they left Camp Rotary looking really good.
That's awesome, man. So you've been kind of all over the place, and now you're there at the you're at the Lawrenceville office.
I am, just right down from my house here at the Lawrenceville store. It's been.
I'll tell you, I should have brought it on for show and tell, but I already finished the bag. I was at my local neighborhood blue store with yellow writing. You know which one I'm talking about?
I sure do.
They got a table in front of one of those with uniformed scouts everywhere here in Gwinnett County, and I'll tell you, we got somebody from Knoxville, Tennessee. Sean, thanks for joining us on the show. Welcome. That's awesome. Okay, so it looks like we've got 3 or 4 guests on the show now. Drop your comments and your shout outs down in the feed. Sean, I'm going to show that one more time. Stay with us and stay tuned. We're going to start the show here right at 6 p.m. straight up and down with the 12 Points live stream. I was saying that I ran into somebody from Troop 499, a little bit out of neighborhood, but okay by me. And I was not forced to, but strongly suggested upon to purchase a bag of s'mores.
The s'mores is one of the new popcorns, and it's phenomenal.
It is delicious, really, and I'm already done with the whole bag. So I thought nothing would top chocolate-covered pretzels, but anyway, that's what I got. So anyway, we're coming right up onto the hour here, in just about 45 more seconds. We'll go live on Facebook from the Northeast Georgia Council's Facebook page. You're joining us for 12 Points, the live stream, talking about today's show, the fall camping preview show with our special guests. I apologize on the front end here. Alex isn't able to make it. He's a little under the weather today, so it's just Phil and Daniel, but we've got a special guest who I think is going to fill in great. There's Mr. Skelton. I knew you'd be on. Grubmaster approved. Hey, by the way, you're going to want to stay tuned, Stephen, for segment 6 of our 12. That's halfway through the show as we talk about what's in the chuck box. And maybe you've got something you want to share about that part of the segment. So let's go here and let's ticker that off there. Welcome to the show, everybody. If we haven't introduced ourselves, by the way, I'm Daniel Victorio, Appalachia District Executive. Joining us today, Phil, our Council Program Director.
Hey, everybody.
Is on the show. And our special guest today, Webelos Woods Chairman Jessica Clark, is joining us from her home today. And wanted to share with y'all, hey, we've got live shout outs going on. If you have a question about any of the events that we describe or talk about today, drop that down in the comments. We'll flash it up on the page and try to answer as many of them as possible. Sean is from Knoxville, Tennessee. We are worldwide, folks, not just here in the great state of Georgia, but expanding beyond our borders today. Thank you for joining us, Sean, and thanks for being on the show. Stephen Skelton is here representing the is that Cherokee District?
Yeah, Stephen's
Cherokee District. And Stephen says, Jessica, hey. So anyway, that was a good reveal. Today's show, 12 Points live stream, is our fall camping preview show. And it's brought to you by Trails and Popcorn. Plan your ideal year of scouting and make it popcorn possible. That's enough of that. Drop your comments, questions, shout outs down below. Stephen wants to remind us that he's in Pack 166. So shout out to Pack 166 up there in the where that's in Royston or I can't remember. It's pretty far up in the Cherokee District. I cannot remember what. Our show is about tips, tricks, and best practices for your next big adventure. So stay tuned for that. And on today's show, you can screen cap this or snap, capture that so that it says. If you're joining us on the rebroadcast, you can skip ahead. This is what we're covering today. And Stephen says it's basically South Carolina. So again, extending beyond our borders here today is the 12 Points live stream show. 12 Points is a live stream show from the Northeast Georgia Council BSA broadcast to keep you informed and to answer your questions live on the show about upcoming events, news, and notes to help scouts find the next big adventure. Starring Alex, Daniel, and Phil. Stay tuned. The show is about to begin. Thank you for joining us, by the way. We've been kind of missing the live stream broadcast. And Jessica, this is your first time on the show. How are you doing? How's your weekend going?
Great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. It's a great treat to have you on. The first segment coming right off the bat. It's going to be Webelos Woods. But Phil, we heard about your weekend. Jess, did you do any scouting this weekend?
Of course I did. We had our Sweetwater back to pack yesterday. It was absolutely amazing.
How fun. Yeah. A lot of scouts show up for that one.
We did. And it was very cool. I got to see several scouts that I saw at some roundups. So it was neat to see quite a few new kids out there practicing their archery and BB guns. It was very awesome.
Man, that's awesome. Okay, well, a lot of good scouting going on. I do know, again, the only scouting thing I got to do was buy some popcorn from a guy at the Big Blue store down the road here in Centerville. But we got 12 points to cover today, and this is number 1. So let's get right after it. 12 points to cover in 60 minutes or fewer. I hope we can get it all done today, Phil. But let's talk about Webelos Woods coming up here soon.
All right.
With our special guest. Today's special guest is Miss Jessica Clark. Thank you for joining us and being with us today. Let's talk Webelos Woods. What have you got for us?
Okay, so Webelos Woods is going to be a super awesome camp out for our 4th and 5th graders, the Webelos and AOLs. And it's going to be up at Scoutland. You can see the date there is September 29th through October 1st. So please plan to be there with your den. It is more fun if you have more people in your den. Make sure that you guys bring your patrol yell and patrol flag. If you haven't gotten one yet, come up with some ideas. As you can see back here, I've got my daughter's patrol flag back there.
It looks good.
It says Pack 499, not that you guys can see it, and that's here in person. So we're basically going to be working on, we're going to be using the patrol method. There's going to be lots of challenges. We did hear you guys last year. We had quite a few feedback. We had quite a bit of feedback about wanting to have more challenges and really having like a score sheet. So we're going to definitely work on that this year, and it's going to be awesome. So I hope to see
that's
you guys
cool.
there.
Well, and I know you guys have your staff meet your staff development meeting tonight or whatever it's called. And so I know that we've got a big program in the works. I'm excited about Webelos Woods going on at Scoutland September 29th through October 1st. I think you mentioned that Phil, did you go to Webelos Woods when you were
I sure did. It was always one of my favorite events those 2 years I was in Webelos. I mean, it's just a really cool experience. It's great camping weather most of the time. It hadn't quite been too cold, but it's not quite as hot. It's a great time to be out at Lake Lanier.
It's really important to note that this is exclusive to 4th and 5th graders. It is a camporee style event. Like Jess said, it will have more challenges in it. And that's the kind of the camporee style. That's what we mean by that. It prepares 4th and 5th graders for the move up to Scouts BSA. And it does incorporate a lot of and uses the patrol method. So obviously it's always better when your whole patrol is there. Make sure they're all there so that you're well represented. What patrol is that? What patrol flag is that back there?
Oh, this is the Fox Patrol.
The Foxes are going to be out in force, y'all.
Yes, they will.
I say show up and be part of it. Webelos Woods coming up. So that's our key feature of the night. And Jess is heading that one up. So, but she's going to stay on the show. Can you stay for a little while longer? Hopefully we'll get you out of here by the time it's time for the Webelos Woods meeting. But
absolutely, I'll hang out with you guys.
And maybe if you've got some questions, hey, folks, thanks for joining us again live on the show. We're here on the Northeast Georgia Council's Facebook page and rebroadcasting on YouTube. But drop your questions down in the comments. This show works better when you're engaged with us in that way. So thanks again for joining us today, Jess. And let's move on. Let's go to number 2, everybody. Let's coming up, Phil, at both Camp Rainy Mountain and Scoutland is the fall family camping events that we have scheduled. I've put in all of the slides here a QR code that you can snap a picture of or take a picture of the slide and or follow this URL. One brilliant thing you did this year, Phil, I really appreciate this, is to put all of the fall family camping events on the same page. That's pretty.
Yeah, man, we've got everything on a one-stop shop on that page right there. All 7 of our districts do a fall family camping for Cub Scouts. And we have some at Camp Rainy Mountain, some at Scoutland. It's a really great opportunity for those who have never been camping before. Maybe this will be their first time. It's a really good introduction. And for those who have been before, it's just a great experience to be both at Camp Rainy Mountain and at Scoutland.
Fun for the whole family, shooting, camping, lots of camp stuff for especially the Cub Scouts, but it's not just a Cub Scout event. It's Scouts are welcome to join as well. And Cub Scout Pack 166 in Royston says, yes, can't wait. CRM is the best. And I think Cherokees is coming up at the end of October, right? At Camp Rainy Mountain.
Yeah, they're at Camp Rainy Mountain, so I know that 166 will be there in full force. They'll be representing Royston for sure.
I wrote these down somewhere when we were talking about it yesterday, but
I do have it right here, Daniel.
Oh, okay, yeah.
All right, so if you're and anyone can go to any one of these, but districts do put them on and put on the activities. So if you want to represent your district, you can join them at these events.
Yeah, definitely.
So Scoutland, October 6th through the 8th is going to be the Etowah Fall Family Camping. October 13th to the 15th, Daniel and his friends in Appalachia will be up at Camp Rainy Mountain. And our friends in...
I think we're at Scoutland.
Yeah, you're at Scoutland. Our friends in Cherokee, that's when they'll be up at Camp Rainy Mountain that same weekend. October 20th to the 22nd, we've got Cherokee's Fall Family Camping up at Camp Rainy Mountain in Sweetwater that same weekend down at Scoutland. And then, of course, wrapping us up, October 27th to the 29th, we've got Chattahoochee down at Scoutland. So it's going to be a fantastic every one of those weekends. Visit that link and that QR code. See all the dates there.
And Pack 166 really wants you to come to Cherokee's. It's really important to say, too, let me note here, October 13th through the 15th, Currahee Mountain is at Camp Rainy Mountain, and Appalachia's at Scoutland. Really important to say, support your district if you're able to, and for the very best of camping at your district's fall family camping weekend. But if you can't go during that weekend, you should find a weekend that you can go in October and get out and do some camping. These are the very biggest and best events that we do all year long, besides summer camp and some of our spring events. Fall family camping, fall is a great time to camp. This is, we're going to have a whole show just around fall family camping down the road here. So anyway, I don't mean to breeze over it lightly, but and Jessica Sweetwater, what did we say? You said that's October 20th, right? At Scoutland?
I can't remember the date for sure.
That's what I wrote down.
Yeah, October 20th at Scoutland.
I'll be there on the range, and I'll also be at Currahee on the range.
All right, yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Are you going to be at any of these? I'm definitely going to be at Appalachia's on the 13th through the 15th. Check out all the dates, and to register, take your families or send this link over. It's a brand new link that just popped up. It's nega-bsa.org/fall camp, and find all of the dates for our fall family camping. Speaking of which, fall family camping, this is point number 3 on the list, is the packing list. And we don't have to spend a lot of time on it, but both packing lists for Scoutland and Rainy Mountain, and the best ways to prepare for your whole pack. I hope you'll share this with every person in your pack. It is on that fall camp page as well. The packing list for Camp Rainy Mountain and Scoutland, they're 2 different ones. Be prepared and help your new families, especially going on a camp out for their very first time, help them to be prepared and show up with the right stuff. And also work as a pack to help coordinate the things that you need to do. We talked a lot about that in the spring shows, about when we were talking about spring family camping and spring fling. But just hitting that again, the packing list, and again on our fall family camping show, we're going to talk about the packing list because it's not just a packing list, a checklist. It's actually a guide to help you help your brand new families get prepared. Let's see. Steven says, I will be at the range for Cherokee. So that's great. Thank you, Steven. And thanks again for joining us on the show. If you're live with us on the show, drop your shout outs and questions, comments down in the comments below. It just works better that way, guys. Let's move on. That was number 3. Let's go to number 4. Phil, this is the one that
I tell you, we had a fantastic this summer up at Camp Rainy Mountain. Thank you to all of those who joined us. But 2024 is shaping up to be a big year in the Valley. It's going to be our 70th anniversary, Daniel. Can you believe that?
Well, I was there for the 50th anniversary. I was there for the 40th anniversary too. I can't remember if I think I missed this. I don't remember, but 70 it just makes me feel really old now.
It does. 1954, Camp Rainy Mountain held its first summer camp in Clayton, Georgia, and we're going to be pulling out all of the stops for our 70th anniversary. I want to make sure that all troops get ahead and signed up. Northeast Georgia Council 1 specifically. Make sure that you get registered early. We already have troops filling up spots. We've had 2 who signed up this weekend alone. Spots are going to go very quickly, especially for the month of June. Go ahead and get signed up early for that. Our camping team is excited to welcome you to camp. We would love to do a personal visit with your troop, whether in person or over Zoom. You can follow that link right there, that QR code, get an appointment scheduled, and someone from our camping team can come and talk to you about what we have to offer at Camp Rainy Mountain.
And we have an in-person event coming up, talking specifically about summer camp, right?
We sure do. October the 4th is going to be our outdoor program kickoff, and that's going to be up in Jefferson at the Jackson EMC building, where we're going to be highlighting Camp Rainy Mountain Summer Camp and really all of our 2024 big activities that we have going on. We want to make sure that your troop, your pack gets signed up. We have some really exciting plans for Cub Scouts coming up next summer at Camp Rainy Mountain. I don't know if we're quite ready to reveal everything yet.
Oh, yeah.
But get excited about that. Cub Scouts are going to have a unique experience up there.
I
It's going to be
cannot
awesome.
wait. Hey, this is a moment and a teaser for my Cub Scout folks out there. Stay tuned because there is something really exciting coming up for next summer to add into some of our programs from this year, and there's a lot of great ideas from the summer that we had. But Camp Rainy Mountain is a very special place to us. Both of our camps are, but celebrating 70 years. Join us at beautiful Camp Rainy Mountain in the Three-Sided Valley for a year to remember our 70th anniversary. Crystal says, so excited for FFC. Oh, Pack 511, that's Appalachia. Woohoo!
Yep, I bet they'll be at Scoutland that second weekend in October.
All right, so I'm counting the districts here too. We've got Cherokee, we've got Sweetwater. Jessica's on the show today, and now Appalachia is on the show. So it's hoping we get someone from every single one. I hope it's another Cub Summer Splash. We are going to talk about Cub Summer Splash at the outdoor program.
We sure are. Pack 166 was well represented with us at the Cub Summer Splash this summer. And
yes,
I tell you what, those kids got a unique experience up there, getting to climb on the tower at the admin building, movie night. It was a huge experience.
But thank you for that little testament there, Cub Scout Pack 166. We had a great time this year at Cub Scout Summer Splash. Thank you, because that was we started a little late in the game pulling that one together. Phil and I, just a little brainchild of ours, something that we wanted to do. Actually, it was from an idea that came out of the Currahee district. I thought we'd have some Currahee folks on today, but just a little shout out to my guys up in Currahee about Cub Summer Splash. But I thought it was a cool event, and that I thought they were having. Jess, did you go to Cub Summer Splash? Or your scouts went to that, right?
Yes, I got to experience my first camp meal. It was steak and potatoes.
It's hard to beat that.
I would say that does not happen every night at camp.
Yeah, I heard it was a Sunday night thing. I did hear from my daughters. They said it was an amazing experience, but I did leave them after dinner. Their dad came to join them for the week.
Well, that's good. That sounds like, man, I know they had a lot of fun. Cub Summer Splash and more, guys. Pack 166. There are some really cool things coming up, and we're not going to talk about it today, but we're going to preview it in the next show for Cub Scout outdoor programs coming up. Let's move on. I think we're going on to number 5 now.
I think so.
This segment is brought to you by Trails End Popcorn, but it's also about popcorn. Make it popcorn possible. Today's segment number 5. And if you haven't had a chance, by the way, Alex is missing. He was going to talk actually about Trails End Popcorn and tips for success in the popcorn campaign, but namely using the Trails End Popcorn app. Oh, I practiced doing this earlier. Using the Trails End Popcorn app. If you haven't had a chance to, go to nega-bsa.org/popcorn and download the app. And Jess, did you have that up on your screen, or you were going to show us that?
I do.
I don't see it on the feed. Maybe we lost it.
Here it is.
Oh, there it goes. Okay, so I'm going to add that into the stream real quick, and so you can see from the app. This is actually on her. On her desktop, and I was showing you the Trails End app, which you all can. Every scout should get on their or their parents' phone to use when selling, because that's how you get your prizes. But and then here's your storefront. So just tell us a little bit about what we see right here, and maybe just a couple of highlights about the popcorn sale to help scouts that are starting out.
Sure. So this is going to be a little bit of a different view than what you would see on your cell phone. But this is my daughter's page, and she's only had one shift. But as you can see, she's already made 152 points. So you guys make sure you're getting out there and selling.
Ooh, okay.
When you look on the app, it'll show you storefronts, which is, when you stand outside of the store and you sell popcorn. Wagon sales would be like door to door in your neighborhood, or maybe if your parents, you guys are the parents, if you wanted to take your kids in to your office, like on digital learning days, and sell to your office, that'd be a good idea. We do also have online sales, but keep in mind, it's only 30% commission if you sell online, as opposed to potentially up to 70 or 37%, depending on the things that you
Yeah,
guys
depending on your unit. That's right.
Yes. Each unit will have a set commission. And if you don't know what that is, then you could reach out to your unit popcorn colonel. And if they don't know, they can reach out to their district popcorn colonel. So as you can see off to the left, we've got different choices here. If you're a unit popcorn colonel or you're a leader interested in helping your popcorn colonel, on the left side, you will see it would say storefront management or storefront reservation, and that's where you guys would make the
I'm not sure how clear it comes through on the screens, your screen to the screen, but anyway.
Yeah, so it would just be over here on the left. But you can see our upcoming storefront shifts, and you, as a unit, you can actually book your own shifts. So if you would like to go up to a company that you know, or a company that's not already selected, you could go and ask the manager, the store manager, if you could sell popcorn outside of that store.
So I've got, a challenge here. I did this a few years ago when I lived in Forest Hills. By the way, don't knock on that door because I don't live there anymore. But not many people know where I live. So listen, Scouts, if you knock on my door, I'm going to buy popcorn from you. And it doesn't count for you, Jess, because you're my favorite dog sitter. So that doesn't count. If you knock on my door, I buy popcorn, and you got to be in uniform. And I don't buy from adults. I'll tell you that. But I am a strong supporter, and I've already bought some popcorn. I bought s'mores yesterday at the local Walmart here in Centerville. So if that gives you a clue. Anyway, so all right, back to the show. That's enough on popcorn. Hey, and listen, if that's not enough tips and tricks for you on the subject of popcorn, we can do more. But drop that down in the comments. Is there a segment that you'd like to see? We're on segment number 6 of 12 today, and this is kind of a fun segment called "What's in the Chuck Box?" What's in the Chuck Box, everybody? And I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go last. Phil, do you have something from the? So what's in the Chuck Box is kind of about like what's one thing you just can't forget to take camping. It's got to be in the Chuck Box. It lives there, and when you're not camping.
I mean, for me, this is going to be big. It's going to take up most of the screen, but it's got to be my cast iron Dutch oven. There is absolutely no better way for cooking on a camp out than in your Dutch oven right here. This is always with me when I'm going camping.
So a well-seasoned Dutch oven serves not only as a Dutch oven, but also as a cast iron skillet. Fry up your eggs in the morning, a little bit of hash browns. You can bake biscuits in them. There's a technique for that. There are so many great things. Have you had the Dutch oven taco? I forget what it was called. The Dutch oven taco casserole.
You had me at casserole, Daniel. you know I've tried. It's fantastic.
You had me at taco.
So good. Oh my gosh. We didn't do that kind of stuff when I was a scout. It was always like, I don't know. The Dutch oven was just for cobbler, I guess, which I love, by the way, cobbler. Yeah. What about you, Jess? You got anything out of the Chuck Box there?
I do. Let me open it up here.
Today's camping segment, what's in the Chuck Box, if you're just joining us? And do you have a favorite thing in your Chuck Box that you can't live without? Share it down in the comments with us. Jess, what do you got?
So I've got this awesome little kit that's got knives, scissors, any cooking utensil you could possibly need.
Oh, that's kind of a nice one.
That's awesome.
Like, can you hold it up like as a package right there to see? I just want to see like how it looks like so compact and flat. Would be.
There's even there's a cutting board in here too, which is very helpful.
Does it say like what brand it is or where you got
it says Life to Go.
Life to Go, not a sponsor, but could be. Speaking of that, and this is not Blue Dawn soap. It is the generic blue liquid soap. And this is what's, it's kind of a funny thing. This is a thing that I got to have in my Chuck Box. This is not from under my sink. This is the one that lives in my Chuck Box because I can't live without it. The number of things. So the blue soap is my hand soap. It's the dishwashing soap. And a great tip that I learned a long time ago at Weeblos Woods is to soap the outside of your pots and pans before you cook over an open fire. Mm-hmm. And the black stuff washes off easier and quicker. So, hey, maybe you learned something today.
That's a great tip right there.
Yeah, that's did you guys ever learn that before, Phil?
Yep, we used that when I was growing up in my troop. We definitely always washed it beforehand. That's a great tip if you don't know that for sure.
That's pretty genius.
That's it for what's in the chuck box, everybody, and we'll have more camping segments like that. If you have a chuck box item that you can't live without, or one that we may have forgotten, drop that down in the comments and shout out your pack or your troop today. If you're live with us on the program, looks like we got 4 or 5 folks. Thank you for watching, Crystal. Thank you, Stephen, for joining us. Thank you, Sean, for joining us on the show, and we hope you're getting a lot out of it. If you are getting a lot out of this type of content and you're watching us on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell for notifications, because we're going to keep doing more of these broadcasts as we go along throughout the fall camping season. But hey, let's move on. We've got we've got a few more to go. We've got 6 more to go. We're halfway through the show. It's called 12 Points. And number 7 is Swappa Jam. This was like the main thing that I was hoping Alex would be on for, and unfortunately he's just feeling a little under the weather and wasn't able to make it today. So we need him to be rested up, because we're in the middle of roundup season, and he's like a really important guy for that.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so I'm still kind of a newbie here. What is have either of y'all been to? Phil, you know what this is?
I sure know what it is. I wasn't able to go last year. I am excited to go this year, but it's a huge jamboree that we're going to have up at Camp Brady Mountain, September 22nd to the 24th. The theme this year is a Gold Rush theme. So there's going to be activities all around Camp Brady Mountain focusing on Gold Rush. We're going to have climbing, shooting sports, escape rooms. The zip line's going to be open. Cowboy action shooting, which this is probably the only time of the year during Northeast Georgia we're going to be doing that.
It just sounds so awesome. It's at Camp Rainy Mountain on a fall weekend, late in September. I could not think of a better time to be at Camp Rainy Mountain. But check us out on the web at nega-bsa.org and search Swappa. Swappa, by the way, if you don't know, it's a conjoining of words, the words Sweetwater and Appalachia. I should have said that was a good chance for me to use the word portmanteau, by the way. Swappa is a portmanteau. If you don't know what that is, by the way, Google it. Portmanteau of Sweetwater and Appalachia, the combined districts. Back in the day, Sweetwater and Appalachia were one district. Phil, was it already split into 2 districts when you were a scout?
It split about halfway through my Scouts BSA career. I was about 13, 14 when we did the switch.
Oh, okay. So it was, so
I was a member. I was one of the last members of the Alcovy district.
I was trying to quiz the audience there, but anyway, Phil gave it away. The Alcovy district was the combined Sweetwater and Appalachia districts, but this is Swappa Jam. Has nothing to do with that, and it's coming up on September 22 through 24 at Camp Rainy Mountain, and we want you to be there. It's good. So this is new to me. I've been away for a while and back now, but all accounts say this is going to be a lot of fun. One key thing that I know is different about this camporee from others is very youth run. They had interviews for the youth staff last Sunday there at the Lawrenceville office. And also, I didn't even mean to spend this much time on it, because we're actually going to do a full live stream show covering just the subject of Swappa Jam on right here on our channel, and it will feature our youth staff and key delegates. It looks like, Phil, I lost your connection, but I'm just gonna.
I'm here,
and he's back. All right, we're moving on. It's number 8 for today, and I think we're making pretty good time, right?
we're about halfway through. I think we're making very good time so far.
Number 8, I wanted to specifically talk about den leader training, because I have I'm through my second week of roundups in the Appalachia District. Roundup, if you don't know, is the sign-up nights that we do at every elementary school. Have you done any school talks or roundups, Phil?
I went into a school last week, my first one of the year, helping out Chattahoochee district. I was over at Chestnut Mountain Elementary School.
Oh, that's a big school too. Oh my gosh. And Jess, I know you help out at schools too. Have you been to any of the schools?
I did. I was at Knight Elementary a couple weeks ago, and I got to see some of those kids on the archery range yesterday.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So you rounded up some kids, and then they were on the archery range at the Sweetwater at the Sweetwater event this weekend?
Yes, sir. Back to pack.
That's exactly that is awesome. So at sign up nights, the key to that, or the key to our success, is recruiting new den leaders, because just about every leader that we have started out as a den leader. So it's really important. But keeping those den leaders, keeping them engaged, and helping them to be successful is den leader training. We offer. I think the first thing to say is go online, go to my.scouting.org if you're a new leader right now, and set up your my.scouting account, because the first thing you got to do is youth protection training. You got to do that before you do den leader training, as a matter of fact. So if you're a brand new leader and you're joining us for the very first time, log on to my.scouting.org and set up your account for a youth protection training. Now, you can take den leader training online. You can take any of the trainings online, but I really encourage you, as with everybody here on the team, I think we would encourage you to attend a den leader training in person. They're scheduled throughout the fall in your local district, so they should be close by, and you can find a calendar for all of that at nega-bsa.org/training. I know that we've got one coming up on September 2nd in Appalachia District. You got one coming up in Sweetwater pretty soon. And Phil, I don't know. Every district has them. I know that they have several dates.
There's a couple coming up towards the end of August. They're going to be coming faster than we know it.
If you're a new den leader or a new parent, plan to attend one. We've got so many of them scheduled from right now. Actually, I think we had one on Saturday, going all the way until December. And so there's an opportunity to attend an in-person training. Online is okay, but how do you ask questions? I mean, if you have a question, that's why I encourage you to go in person to your den leader training. I know that's a time commitment, but make that commitment, because every youth deserves
a well-trained leader.
There it is.
There
all right.
you go.
So, yeah, you heard it here first. Thank you for joining us live on the program today. We're just on number 8. We got 4 to go. The next one, speaking of training, Phil, and this is your hot topic of the day.
It sure is. December 2nd. It's a Saturday. Go ahead and put in your calendar. We will have University of Scouting going on at Osborne Middle School in Houston, Georgia. This is a huge day of training in the Northeast Georgia Council. We are going to have activities for Cub Scouts, Scouts BSA, venturing. If you're an adult leader, we have something for you at this University of Scouting. Whether it's basic training, experience training, everyone is welcome. We have got a lot of really cool opportunities. Oh, look at this. Steve Skelton is working on, looks like, his den leader training up in Royston at 9 a.m. I will attest, go hang out with Mr. Steve. He will put on a fantastic training for you, for sure.
Oh, man. Thank you for that, Steve. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah, University of Scouting, we have a special guest speaker this year. Mr. Terry Bramlett is going to be speaking to the crowd. If you've never heard Mr. Bramlett speak, he does a fantastic job. He has an awesome story to tell about scouting. He has a lot of good information for us. So make sure you come out on December the 2nd. And for Cub Scout packs, make sure you're listening to this. We will have a special discount on Pinewood Derby cars that you can only buy at University of Scouting. When I tell you that Pinewood Derby cars don't go on sale, they don't go on sale.
Never.
Except at University of Scouting. That's the only time you'll ever see a Pinewood Derby car go on sale. So make sure to pencil into your calendar to come join us that day. If you're a Cub Scout pack, grab your Pinewood Derby cars, be ready for that race in February and March.
University of Scouting is a really special time, and it's one of the biggest council events that we put on every year in December.
Yep.
And lots of good reasons to join us. Guest speaker Terry Bramlett. There's a lodge leader development for the Order of the Arrow folks. There is a huge midway being planned with presentations from just about every scouting district. Pinewood Derby discount. Cubs. It says that there's a Cub Range Master training at University of Scouting. Anyway, there's a lot going on at University of Scouting. Not just those trainings, but supplemental training that helps to enhance and make your scouting year better. And also just a great networking opportunity. You'll get to meet Jess. You're going to be there.
I will be. I'm teaching a class this year again.
Oh, great. Yeah. See, I'll be there. Phil will be there. Lots of your fellow leaders from around the Northeast Georgia Council will be in attendance. And it's just a great networking opportunity, a chance to visit with your fellow Northeast Georgia Council scouts. And we hope to see you there. University of Scouting goes live actually, I think the course catalog is already up.
It'll be up right around September the 1st, so about a week and a half. It'll be up for everyone.
Okay. Yep. Sorry, I jumped the gun on that. But right here on this location, and snap that QR code. It's nega-bsa.org/University of Scouting number 10.
Oh.
And so I cheated a little bit. I got 3 different things on number 10 here. It is Sports Night. Hey, screen cap this, everybody, because we're actually missing a couple of events on this, but these are the 3 that that I could fit on the page. Coming up next Saturday, Atlanta United, and I think this soccer game is just about sold out. If you want to be a part of that, I'd say hit that code and get those tickets now. We had a great scout night with the Gwinnett Stripers back in the spring, right before Memorial Day weekend, and we're going to have another big one. It's Friday, September 8th, coming up. First pitch at 7:05, and the same deal as the Memorial Day weekend one is happening on Friday, September 8th. It includes a parade of scouts. It will they're letting us do the flag ceremony at the beginning. So if you want your troop to be in that, and fireworks display, because it's Friday night fireworks. That's why if y'all are wondering, that's why I'm wearing my Stripers hat. So I'm a pretty big Braves fan, the major league leading Atlanta Braves, but all great Braves come from Gwinnett and play AAA ball at the Stripers. So I hope you'll join us for Friday night scout night with the Stripers. And then coming up, this is a way down the road, but put it on your calendar now, scout night with the Gladiators. And there's actually going to be 2 games, Gladiators. But mark this one down. It's everybody's favorite. Scout night with the Gladiators, January 20th, is also Star Wars night at Scout Night with the Gladiators. Who's excited about
that's a great combo right there, Star Wars and Scouting. Doesn't get much better.
So I'm glad that it's on our night, Scout Night with the Gladiators. There's 2 to choose from at Gas South Arena. Hit that QR code and register today for Scout Night with the Atlanta United, with Gwinnett Stripers, and with the Gladiators. Have you been to any of these, Jess?
All of them.
Oh, you've been to all of them. Did you? I mean, like just the sports themselves, or the actual Scout Night versions of them?
Both. I really
okay, cool.
I go to the Stripers games pretty frequently. The Gladiators games I used to go to with a company, but that I used to work for. But my daughter, selling popcorn, she got to do the opening ceremony.
That's pretty cool. Stripers. I've never been to an Atlanta United game. I know I need to go. I'm gonna miss the opportunity next weekend with Scout Night, but I hope y'all will be there. I am a huge Stripers fan, and I've been to many games. And I'm also a big Gladiators fan since they've been here. There is nothing. I don't understand the game of hockey. I don't watch it on TV. I love going to Gas South to see the Gladiators play. It's the only team we got. So hockey team we got, but I just love the action in Gladiators. We switched affiliates too. So we're now, Phil, you'll have to help me remember here. The Gladiators are now affiliated with,
that's a great question, Daniel.
Oh man, it just slipped my mind. It used to be the Bruins, but now we're affiliated with somewhere in Tennessee. It's the
Predators of Nashville.
That's it. The Nashville Predators. We are Nashville Predator affiliates now. Anyway,
that's awesome.
That's a little tip there. That's number 10 on the night. We got 2 to go and plenty of time. So we're doing good on time, I think. Next up, speaking of sports, let's go on to shooting sports. We have several shooting sports trainings. There's like way too much to put on a slide, so I just kind of flashed this up here if you want to screen cap that. But there's a lot more information about shooting sports in this council. We have a very huge and active shooting sports team that puts these trainings on. And I I guess I didn't put the locations up there, but hit that QR code to go to the shooting sports page at nega-bsa.org/shooting-sports and find out more about shooting sports training. Your shooting training is needed. We're always in need of trained shooting sports folks at the Scouts BSA level and at the Cub Scout level. This doesn't include, by the way, Cub Scout shooting sports training, but it does include NRA trainings and instructor trainings at the shooting ranges on these dates here. Phil, anything to add on shooting sports?
No, just get signed up. These are really great opportunities right here in our own backyard. So go ahead and jump on those chances.
That's what I meant to say. On the QR code there, that has an individual registration link for each one of the shooting sports training. I keep pointing the wrong way. Each one of the shooting sports trainings that you see here to my left. But anyway, hit that QR code and join us for shooting sports training. There's a bunch of them coming up, and you want to save them on your calendar and help promote that out to your Scout Masters and Assistant Scout Masters. That's number 11. And finally, number 12, Phil.
Mwogo Lodge, Order of the Arrow. We have our upcoming powwow event in 1 month. We just had our Indian summer event this past weekend up at Camp Rotary. So it's a really great opportunity to give service, to join the lodge. It's a lot of fun. It's a great group, and we appreciate all their support.
Yeah, the great thing about powwow is that that's a fun event. So there's not there will be some work going on. There's a lot of people that just come up there and that's all they do is work on work projects. But powwow is a different kind of event because it's just meant to be fun. It's the quest for the the quest for the, what is it called, Phil? The quest for the black
bear. Yep.
The quest for the black bear.
Of the Mwogo Lodge.
And who will win? Who holds the black bear now? Which chapter?
I want to say it's Japichin. I'm pretty sure is the one who got it last year.
Okay. Etowah folks, Japichin. Yep. Listen, what I think I'm missing some comments too, but what chapter are you in, and will you be at powwow? Throw that down in the comments right now. And your shout outs to your pack or troop. We want to say thank you, Jess. Thank you for joining us. Yes, I know you got other places to be tonight. We want to say thanks and see you at camp. This was a great show and a great idea by some of our guys. 12 Points is the live stream show of the Northeast Georgia Council, where each night we'll cover, when we broadcast, we'll cover 12 points, the 12 things that we think are upcoming that are most important. Let's see. Elizabeth says, great show, guys. Thanks for joining us. And that's a Sweetwater scout. Is Elizabeth from Sweetwater?
She sure is. Pack 231.
Oh, Pack 231. Okay. Thank you for
553, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Great. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget, leave your shout outs down in the comments. We're here for your questions. Drop a question down in the comments and let's answer those. Here, Elizabeth says Pack 231. Woohoo. And Rob says, just saw the link. Maybe he was talking about what link was he talking?
I sent it in our Sweetwater band. He's
so there's a bunch of Sweetwater people joining us because you were texting out. Yeah, Rob, what pack are you from? Thanks for joining us on the show today. This is our live broadcast called 12 Points, and if you missed any part of it, go back and watch. We'll have more of these upcoming in the all throughout the fall. 12 Points live stream. Today's show called the Fall Camping Preview Show, where we talked a lot about fall camping and other training and events coming up, but wanted to make sure that you knew we're going to have more upcoming. So let's see. Pack 166, who's been on the show all day with us, says, great job. Thank y'all. And Rob says, hailing from Troop 5231. Thanks again for joining us. If you missed any part of the show, by the way, go back and catch the rebroadcast here on Facebook or on our YouTube channel, which I did not put a link up for, but we do have, Phil, a YouTube channel with, I wanted to talk a little bit about this. Our YouTube channel has actually seen a huge growth over the summer months, specifically because of summer camp and outdoor activities, but really specifically because of one activity.
I'll tell you, you guys love watching belly flop videos. That
I
is some of the
guess
most
so.
popular shorts that we put out there on our YouTube page. You guys love them. They're a lot of fun to watch too.
It's something to do with the YouTube algorithm and the shorts feed getting on the shorts feed seems to be more successful because of belly flop videos. Thousands of views. We had a video go over 5,000 views in under an hour. That was
Yep, I think it was about 2,000 views in about 30 minutes. It was a ton of people checking it out. So
I just can't believe 2,000 people watching. Oh gosh, thousands of people watching belly flop videos. Anyway, a lot of other silly stuff going on the YouTube channel. If you haven't had a chance, go check us out. It's the Northeast Georgia Council's YouTube channel, official YouTube channel. Steve says, "Have a great weekend, everyone. See you soon." And that's I take it that Pack 166 is signing off from the show, but we're still here. And we probably won't go all the way to the 7 o'clock hour. I'm just proud that we got all 12 points in under an hour, Phil. Great show,
really
guys.
Impressive.
Jess, thank you so much for joining us today. Any last words from the talking heads here?
Well, I know I'm going to go watch some belly flop videos after this. So.
Yeah, no, thank you guys so much for checking us out. It was a lot of fun today.
Yep. And Phil, Phil is out. Okay. But I can't tell if he left or if he got cut off there. But there's just a lot going on in the Northeast Georgia Council here. Rob says same here. I think that was because Steve said that. And so then Rob said that. Thank you guys for joining us again. Jess, thanks for being on. And Phil, I guess you're
here.
I thought maybe you were hanging up and signing up like, okay, all right, bye, Phil.
Yeah, can't miss the goodbyes. Thanks for hanging out with us, everybody. It's a lot of fun tonight.
Thanks for joining us today on the Northeast Georgia Council. This is a broadcast called 12 Points. It's a live stream fall camping preview show today, usually with Alex, Daniel, and Phil. If you have a chance to catch if you missed the broadcast, hit us up on Facebook again for the rebroadcast or on YouTube. Be sure to like and subscribe. And stay tuned for more of 12 Points from the Northeast Georgia Council. For Phil, Jessica, Alex, who's a little under the weather, y'all send out some get well soons to Alex for us. And we'll see y'all next time. Good show, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah. Any other questions or comments? You have just a few more seconds to drop it down in the comments below. Thanks again for joining us today. Good show. So, do you just travel around with that Dutch oven everywhere you go?
Yep, always have it on me. You never know when you need to cook.
Yeah. Well, so I said that this is not the one from under the counter, but I just realized that we are out of liquid soap, and so now it will be. Or I'm going to the grocery store on my way back, but. Oh, yeah. What a fun show. Thank you guys for being on with us today. All right, and I'm going to boop, 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 and end the broadcast right there. And we are